This is a presentation that I gave the other night for the local National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences based here in San Francisco, and it was about my project SFVotes2008, which is the second iteration of the SF Votes project that I've done online, taking videos, candidate statements, and putting them online. It's a little bit different from a lot of the other video political projects that try to just encourage you to vote. Let's see. It combines, government, television, and the internet, which are three areas of interest of mine. Specifically using the League of Women Voters, and here it was SFGTV, which is the local government access channel where I work, and using YouTube as a method of distribution. So that brought together the admin, the production, and the distribution, and did it all at a very low cost. I think it's a very low entry for just about anybody who would like to try this project. The League and SFGTV have worked together for a long time. They've been doing videos for cable TV for maybe a decade, probably longer than that, and they're becoming less and less interesting, I think, to younger viewers, that the linear delivery just isn't as engaging as it might have been at one time. And also the idea that you can't interact with it is a little off-putting, I think, to people who expect things to be on demand. So we knew that we needed to do something different, and we should take this onto the internet. We just weren't sure how to do it. Also, as a side note, we had this idea that we don't work with young people very often at our particular shop. So we came up with last year's project, which was SF Votes Youth 2007. And this was taking videos. They were questions from youth between 17 and 21 years old. And we put the questions up online on YouTube. And from there you would go out and you would see the page that had all of the youth questions on it. From there you could go out and go to a page that had one of the youth questions on it, and you would watch that video. From there you would go out and go to another youth question or go to one of the politicians' answers, and then you would listen to the politician's answer, and then you would have the opportunity to leave a comment. And this was pretty much the equivalent of a tree swing designed by a team of engineers. The only person who really understood this interface was the person who designed it, so we knew that we had to scale back from that sort of question and answer thing, that YouTube just wasn't the platform to deliver that kind of experience. At the end of 2007, there were only 1,600 views, there were only 6 ratings, and there was only 1 comment of substance. But we did get coverage in our local SFist, which resulted in about 300 additional views for the videos on that day. And Current TV had an intern who did a video report on their website that received about 300 views. It was like an interview with me and showing, the project for 2007. And I also wrote an article with our experience and our findings for the National Association of Telecommunications Officers. That's NATOA Journal. It's a business publication that goes out to about 1,200 government television stations all across the United States. So for 2008, we had a couple of things then that were on our mind for this year. The first thing would be to cut out the kids. I mean, they were nice, but it added this level of complexity that just didn't work. And the second thing was to change our attitude, our strategy about how to get the word out there. So on our homepage, we organized things a little bit differently. On SF Votes 2008, we kind of grouped the candidates together a little bit better, I think. And the template is a little bit limited, and we're going to work with YouTube for our next project on how to change that. They've offered to change the template so that we can have a more fair and even presentation or an entryway for the candidates. But here's the thing that really changed it this year. This is the difference, which were the candidates. This year, all of the candidates, we told them when they came in that we're going to put these videos up on YouTube. They were like, great, great. They all wanted that. And that was to our advantage. I mean, it was to their advantage because we were offering them a free video that they could put on their website and they could use for their own purposes. But it was to our advantage in order to make the project more popular. They have networks in all of their local neighborhoods. They have their email lists, and they have, their neighbors and communities that they interact with. And so they were our evangelists. They were spreading the word. Instead of trying to draw people to our 2007 site and expecting that the user would come and engage with us there, instead we took the message and spread it out through the candidates themselves. And already you can see that these views, and this is only half the candidates right here, these views are already higher than all of 2007. They all have a couple of hundred hits each. They already have more stars on them than all of last year's project put together. So let's look at one guy. This is in District 3, which is a neighborhood of about 70,000 people. This is a candidate named David Chu, and you can see that he has 450 views, and he's been rated 12 times. So this one video alone already has more ratings than all of last year combined, and so that's pretty satisfying to see that there was that kind of a change, and people were just more into it this year and more expecting and more accepting of video delivery. And what's interesting this year is now YouTube has Insight, which is a tool that allows you to see some statistics about where the videos are going. And I can see through David's statistics that he sent it out in email lists, and people looked at that. And that's social media. When a friend tells you about a video and you click and watch that video because your friend told you about it. So that was very helpful that the video went out through email lists. Also, the ability to embed the player. David took this video and he put it out on his Facebook page, and he put it on his own campaign website. And also, another candidate named Alioto put his video on his website, but because YouTube supplies other videos when you're done watching one of them, somebody on Joseph Alioto's website sat there and watched David Chu's video afterwards. So I don't really care about the user, the voter, coming and visiting YouTube. If they sit there and they make choices and compare candidates on a candidate's website, they're still fulfilling, the mission of what this project's supposed to be about. And in the third panel, you can see that people who watch one video also watch another video. The listing there is for other videos by David Chu, and then people would watch this one. But then there are also listings for the other candidates, and you can see people click around and they compare candidates using YouTube. Insight provides some statistics on the views, and you can watch those go up and down, and you can see when the candidate would email his lists out, and you can see on the weekends when people don't care about politics because the weather's nice and they're not looking at videos on YouTube, and you can get a little bit of information about that. But that wasn't really the important thing. Again, the important thing was to look and see the engagement. Again, the 12 ratings and the 400 views, and then comments, and then voting on comments. So there's one person here who made a comment about David, and it's a coherent one. It's not an angry one. It's a fact-based comment, which was then rebutted by somebody else who made a follow-up comment. But then what was really important was this first time that this happened was then the first user came back the next day in order to check up and see what was going on, and he made a follow-up comment. So this particular user was engaged. He came back the next day to see what was going on with his local neighborhood politician in this little race, and it's pretty exciting to see.